I'm Anil Kumar sharing with you test questions on derivative of functions. The question here is, solve the quadratic equation y equals to ax squared plus bx plus c, which passes 4, 4 and has slope of minus 1 when x equals to 2 and slope of 11 when x equals to 8. You can always pause the video, answer the question, and then look into my suggestions. Now we are given the parabola in general form y equals to ax squared plus bx plus c. We are also given that at x equals to 2, slope is minus 1, and at x equals to 8, slope is 11. Correct? So to solve this, let's begin by finding derivative of this function. So in general, derivative of this function will be 2ax plus b. Now these two conditions will give me two equations. So y dash is basically the slope. So if I substitute the first condition, let us say, let me write this as condition number 1, this is condition number 2. So if I substitute the first condition, which is at x equals to 2, slope is minus 1. So m is y dash, right? So I get minus 1 here, and then I can write 2a and x equals to 2. So let me write this 2 here. I hope you get it, right? So we just substitute those values. And now we have an equation which is minus 1 is 4a plus b, correct? So we'll call this as our equation number 3. Now if I substitute 2, which is, let's say this condition, in our equation, then what do we get? Slope is 11, so I'll write this as 11 equals to twice 8, 2a times 8 plus b, right? So that gives me 11 equals to 16a plus b. So we get another equation. Let me call this as equation 4. Now these two equations both are in a and b, so we can always solve for a and b. So if I take away, if I do 4 minus 3, what do I get? So let's do equation 4 minus equation 3. So 4 minus 3 gives me 11 minus minus 1, which is 12. 16 minus 4 is 12. So we again get 12 here. So that is 12 equals to 12, or that implies that a equals to 1. So we get the value of a as 1, correct? Okay. Now we can find what b is. So we have a equals to 1. We can use one of these equations, which is minus 1 equals to 4a plus b. So if a is 1, then minus 1 equals to 4 times 1 plus b. And that gives us minus 1 minus 4 equals to b, which is minus 5. So we have values of a and b, right? So writing these two values of a and b, I can write on the equation as y equals to a is 1, so it is x squared. B is minus 5, so minus 5x, and plus c. Correct? Now how do we find the value of c? To find the value of c, we know that the curve passes through 4, 4. So we'll use the point 4, 4, right? Substituting 4 for y and 4 for x, we get 4 squared minus 5 times 4 plus c. So that is 4 equals to 16 minus 20 plus c. Now 16 minus 20 is minus 4. So we get 4 minus comes this side plus 4 equals to c, which is 8, right? So c is equals to 8. So now we have found the value of c also. So we know in this expression a equals to 1, b equals to minus 5, and c equals to 8, and therefore the function is y equals to x squared minus 5x plus 8, right? So that becomes our answer, and that is the equation of the curve whose slope at minus 1, whose slope at x equals to 2 will be minus 1, and at x equals to 8 will be 11, right? So that is how we could solve this particular question. So you can check this. As a check, we can do y dash equals to 2x minus 5. And if I write x equals to 2 here, then 4 minus 5 is minus 1. And if I write 8 here, 16 minus 5 is 11. So it works, right? So that is how you could actually solve such a question. I hope that helps. Thanks for watching and all the best.